right, so we're going to start from seated. You can take any seat that helps you feel a little bit tall. And sometimes when we get to that tall posture, it also feels a little tense. So see if you can soften the shoulders, your jaw, the muscles on your face. You can close your eyes or just rest your gaze on the floor. Give yourself a few moments to tune in. To notice how you feel today. And without even changing anything, just notice your breath. It may just already have a natural rhythm to it. And just checking in if it feels a little bit shallow or constricted, or if it's already flowing freely. Some days there's a little bit more of a sound than others. Maybe you feel it or hear it in your nose. And just inviting that breath to become a little broader, a little slower, a little softer. We're going to practice a little bit of the Ujjayi breath, which is really a breath you can use through a lot of the practice. In some studios, that's like the breath of choice, and you'll hear everyone doing it because it's very audible breath. But here you are, probably just by yourself, or maybe another creature nearby. So just hearing your own breath. It's a little constriction of the throat. And so you feel it as you inhale and as you exhale. And if you can't quite feel it with your nose, with breathing through your nose, you might take a few breaths through your mouth. And it's kind of like saying this ha, but there's no word coming out. It's just the whisper of it. Same for the inhale. So we're just creating that ability to create that friction. And then if you can do it with the mouth closed, that's the full breath. It's having the nose move the air. It's sometimes called ocean breathing, or even some people kind of refer to it as a Darth Vader breath. You can hear it, you can feel it. And even though it's a constriction, it's not limiting. So continue to really pull those breaths down deep into the belly, slowly filling up. So the constriction might make the breath slower, but it doesn't make it smaller. It's still big and spacious. And it actually might allow you to move even more air because we're taking our time with it and seeing, well, maybe there is a little more space for that breath to come in. Maybe there is a little bit more of that breath to come out. And something I like to do some days when there's a lot of chatter going on in my thoughts or just kind of difficult to tune in is to cover the ears and make that breath even louder to my own sensations. So just maybe 3, 4, 5 breaths. You can have your hands or your fingers just lightly closing your ears and continue that flow of that ocean breath. And whenever you're ready, releasing those hands back down if you haven't yet. Maybe just a few more of those breaths, and knowing that you can, again, bring that breath back in anytime throughout practice, and even anytime throughout your day. So sometimes if I'm doing an activity like biking, I bring that breath in, like as I'm going up a hill, to kind of bring a little more oxygen in. Or maybe something is happening kind of tense in a conversation or in an emotional state. You can always try that breath and see if it helps. We're going to move into our intention for this morning, and you can start with any intention that speaks to you, something you'd like to bring in, something positive. Or maybe it's something you're already feeling and you're appreciating that positive feeling. And we'll start to bring that intention first as a feeling of light. So you can imagine light coming into your body as you breathe in, and letting it expand through the body or get brighter as you breathe out. And that light is just carrying that positive thought for you today. And then breath by breath, we're just going to expand it outside of your own self and put it out into the world. So start with it just in the room where you are. Let that room light up. And then it can reach into the whole building where you are and into your home. Any other creatures, even plants that might take that positive intention. And then maybe starting to expand it out so that it comes out of your home. Let it come down the street, out into your neighborhood, the countryside. Let it continue to fill across all the way over the state, the region. Eventually seeing the whole country covered in that light, tapping into places that you may know or people that you've met. And just continue to wrap that light all the way around. It covers the oceans, it covers the continents, it surrounds the planet, sharing that positive intention. Let's seal that intention in with a breath together. Full breath in and out. And then bring your attention back in just your personal space, into your body, and bring your hands together at your heart for another breath together. A deep breath in and out. From here, we're going to just start with a big side stretch over to your right. So right hand can come down, left arm comes up and over, spreading out that left side of the body. So you can kind of lean into that left hip. A little movement for that left shoulder. We're going to bend the elbow, peel it backwards a little bit. So you're turning towards the ceiling, opening up that front connection of the shoulder. And then reach it back across to that side bend. So just two more like that. You might inhale to look up, to reach back, and exhale to reach over. You can look down. One more time, inhaling to look up. Exhaling, we'll reach across. We're going to bring that arm from the air down to the floor. And you can kind of reach out, maybe at like a 45-degree angle from the front of your mat. And you can reach that out as far as you want to go. So it might get into your hips a little bit, or maybe you're just staying a little higher as we get started, letting your head sink down. And from there, we'll bring it over to center. And again, maybe you're staying up high. Otherwise, reach it down low. Let yourself fold into the middle. And we'll bring it back up, coming right up to the center. Let's go into the other side. So left hand to the floor, right arm up and over. Big side body stretch, just like a big morning stretch. And we'll start to bend that top elbow, peel it back behind you, look above you. Take a big breath in. Exhale, reaching across back to the side, bend, and maybe looking down towards your hand. Again, we'll inhale to roll open. And exhale, reach across. Just one more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Again, we'll be coming down and across. So you don't have to come right out to your side, more at an angle, coming a little between the front and the side. And again, you can reach that as far as across as you want. Just kind of getting started here. And then moving your hands towards the center, folding right down the middle. And then again, we'll lift up. I'm just coming back to a nice tall seat to give yourself a breath right there at center. Let go of that breath. And then let's really start to move. We'll come onto all fours. Get started first with just a few cats and cows. So when you're ready, lining up your limbs, grounding in your hands, your knees, your feet, and letting your spine flow. And often we have the exhale for cat, that rounded back cat. Inhale for cow as the belly sinks, chest comes forward, chin lifts, tailbone lifts. Just one more set of those. When you're ready, we're finding our way to a downward facing dog. Feel free to just stretch out that first down dog, maybe give it a little lift of the heels or a big bend of the knees, a little movement side to side. Coming into a little bit more of a sturdy down dog, really grounded into the hands, strong through the arms, pushing up and back through the waist, through the hips, through the thighs, and sinking down through the heels. Taking another deep full breath in and out. Moving forward, let's walk the feet up towards the front of your mat, coming into a forward fold. Just like that first down dog, maybe it gets a little movement, a little shrug of the shoulders, a little bend of the knees, and then straightening again. Coming into your sturdy forward fold, grounding into your feet. You can always keep a bend at the knees, but starting to feel the hips lift a little bit. And rounding down through the spine, lengthening the neck, reaching down through the crown of your head. One more breath in and out. Let's come all the way up, ground down, and reach up. Bring your hands together at your heart. Take one breath in, let it out, and let's come into our sun salutations. Arms reach, take an inhale, fold down into the exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Let's bring it back, find your way to plank, however you need to get there. When you get there, big breath in, lower down, exhale. Your back bend with your inhale, lift forward. Down dog, exhale, press back. Big breath in and out. Stepping forward, bring your feet to the front, halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Reach tall with the inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Another round like that. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold down. Halfway lift, inhale.
Walking yourself back, plank as you get with your exhale, holding that plank with your inhale, lowering down through the exhale. Your back bend, inhale, lift forward, downward facing dog, press back. Another deep breath here. Letting it go. We'll step forward again, come up to the front. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Come back to standing, inhale, sweep up tall. Hands to heart, exhale. Let's add in, starting the same with the standing reach, inhale. Adding in chair with the exhale. Stay for the inhale. Fold down, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Take the left leg back. Find your way into a lunge. Maybe give yourself an extra breath in that lunge. Feel it, ground it, lengthen it. And then all the way back, plank pose. Plank with the inhale. Lowering as you exhale. Again, cobra, upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. As you're ready, bring it forward. Stepping to the front, halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Stay for the exhale. Stand up tall and reach. Inhale to the top, hands to heart as you exhale. And again, reach up, inhale. Chair as you exhale. Stay for an inhale. Fold down, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Right foot steps back. Exhaling your way to that lunge. Let's stay for a breath. And let it go. Stepping back, again, plank, inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, pressing through the hands, through the feet. And we're drawing back again, exhale, down dog. Deep breath here. Let it go. Stepping forward, ground your feet, halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose, sit. Stay for the exhale. Reach up tall, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Let's go through one more set of warm-ups. Arms reach again. Inhale, stand. Exhale for chair. We'll stay for this breath in. Staying in chair as you bend the elbows wide into cactus. Exhale. Inhale the arms back up. Exhale, fold down. Halfway lift, inhale. Let's send the left foot back. Another lunge, this time lower the knee. Lift the arms. We're inhaling up to that lunge. Again, cactus arms down to the sides. Exhale. Back up with the inhale. To the floor, exhale. Step back, plank pose, inhale. Lower it, exhale. Your back bend, drawing forward. And then downward facing dog, lifting back. Big breath here. All the way in, all the way out. Bring it forward, feet to the front. Halfway lift. And forward fold. Chair for your inhale. Just one exhale here. Stand up tall, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Just the other side of that, arms up, inhale. Chair with your exhale. Reaching tall through the inhale. Cactus arms, exhale. Inhale back up. Fold it over, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Step right leg back, lunge. No, knee comes down, arms come up. Inhale, reach tall. Again, cactus arms, exhale, shoulders back. Inhale back up. And hands to the floor, exhale. Finishing that flow, plank pose, inhale. Lower it down, exhale. Lifting the heart with your inhale. Lifting your heels or your hips as you exhale, downward facing dog. Another breath here. Let it go. And we'll bring it forward. Step near the front, halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. One more chair, inhale, sit. Stay for that, exhale. Reach overhead, stand tall, inhale. And hands to heart. Exhale. Take an extra breath in. Let it out. We'll be moving into some more standing work. Let's flow into it. We'll reach up again. Stand with the inhale. Fold down, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. We'll send the left foot back. Bring yourself up, warrior one. So go ahead and ground your back heel to the mat. We're lunging forward like a lunge, except that back heel is grounded instead of lifted. Arms coming up nice and tall. We're going to come back into that little cactus arm movement, but add some motion of that front leg. So we'll straighten it and everything reaches. And if you can, squeeze your hands to touch if they will. And then we'll come back down into warrior one legs and those cactus arms out to the sides. So we'll inhale to lift up and maybe touch at the top. Exhale to open that back up as you sink in. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Once again, inhale. And exhale. This time, just the arms lift. Keep your warrior one legs. And then exhale to the floor. We'll step back. Take that flow however it needs to look this round. If it's continuing those planks, go for it. You could modify that, take a high and a low plank back to high, or you can go through your cats and cows, or meeting in that down dog or child's pose, wherever you're at today. We'll be bringing it forward again, stepping up near your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. All the way up, stand with the inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Sweeping through the other side, arms reach, inhale. Fold it over, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. This time, right foot in back for warrior one. So find the heel at the ground, bring your body up, bring it all the way up. Sometimes our lunges and our warriors get stuck like almost there. Maybe the arms go, but not the rest of the body. So bring it all the way up tall. And we'll keep it tall as we flow. So we'll straighten the front leg. Again, hands touch if they can. And then again, we're sinking down without sinking forward. So drawing just that vertical spine. We'll lift again with the inhale. Sink it as you exhale. Another round like that, inhaling up. Exhaling down. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Again, we'll keep those legs, but reach the arms. Full warrior one, inhale up. And hands to the floor, exhale. Let's step back again to your space to move, to flow, to breathe. Once again, meeting in our child's pose or downward facing dog. When you're ready, returning to the front of your mat, finishing this round with our halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. All the way up tall, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Take an extra breath right here. Let it go. We'll start again. Arms up, inhale. fold it over, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Let's take the left foot back. Once again, warrior one on that first side. Reach it up. Right away into those cactus arms, sliding back. And then bring those cactus arms together. So your hands touch, and maybe elbows can touch out in front. There are two things often start to kind of sink down. So think about lifting the elbows forward, strengthening that inner arm all the way across the front of the chest. Continue to sink forward into the hips, but lift tall into the spine. From here, we'll shift it into eagle arms. Right arm comes under the left. You can keep working it by hands coming up to the middle or even wrapping around each other. A little softer version is going to be hands at the shoulders. All right, from here, we're going to try to float forward into a balance. So if you can keep the eagle arms, go for it. Coming towards an airplane pose with eagle arms. If you've got to undo and bring them back in. That right arm is under the left, just as a reminder. Balancing on that right leg, back toes could be on the floor like a kickstand or floating up. And then shifting all the way to full eagle, you can bring that left leg up and around. We're sitting like chair pose, but with the legs wrapped. Option to take that from standing instead, the left foot on the floor and the legs are fairly straight. Let's give it another breath. And then unwinding the whole thing, come to equal standing, both feet on the ground. Let's reach the arms up, take an inhale, hands to heart, exhale. Second side, arms up again, inhale, reach, fold down into the exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. And right foot in back this time, left foot forward under your warrior one. Bring it up, stack it tall, round it down. Let's bring the elbows down and back. First, open up the chest, squeeze across the back. And then let's bring the arms together, strengthening that inner arm and opening up that back side of the back. So again, lifting into the elbows, but sinking into the hips. Let's shift it into eagle. So left arm's going to come under the right. Again, squeezing tall through the hands, if that works. Otherwise, hands to the shoulders. And elbows still lifting. Let's work on getting to our balance here. So maybe it's one smooth transition, maybe it's a few hops. See how it goes today. Lifting onto that left leg. First for airplane pose. With those eagle arms, again, left under right if you let it go and need to come back. Breathe. Another transition, and it's okay to come out and come back in, but we're working towards eagle with that right leg on top of the left. Seeing about sitting into that pose. Otherwise, standing variation available as always. Breathe. And then let's take it apart. Both feet to the floor, both arms to the sky. Inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. This time an extra breath here. Bring it in. Let it out. Before we start as we start our last sequence, we're going to start with our balance at the top of the mat. We'll come back onto the right leg. And let's start it as figure 4. So we're going to take the left foot up above the right knee, opening out that shape of your legs so that knee is guiding out to the side versus just kind of poking up through the center. So we're trying to open that space up. And then if it works, starting to sit into this shape. So bringing the hips down, starting to bend into that knee. You can use your arms anywhere to help you balance. And also always remember a gazing point helps to balance as well. we're going to start to take this apart. Bringing that left leg off the right leg, bring it all the way back behind you. Once again, warrior one. Find it, push into that back heel. Use the back leg. Front leg might be a little fatigued from holding you up. Once again, our eagle arms. Let's go. Left arm under right this time first. We'll start to bow over that front leg in humble warrior. So rounded back. Still in that bend of the front knee. Still in that strength of the back leg. Push into that heel. Pull into the hip. All right, one more big full breath down here. And let that breath go. We're gonna bring it all the way up, warrior one, unline the arms, reach it tall. Another transition towards the front of the mat, first towards airplane. So arms can reach back, float onto that front leg. Again, maybe it's really been doing a lot this round. This time, bringing that left leg in front of the right, that standing variation of eagle. So left leg in front of the right leg. We're going to try to fold over the legs here. They might have to bend the knees a little, and maybe they have to kind of navigate around each other. And see about folding down. You can't quite get it. Come to equal standing with your feet. Fold over. And then see about crossing that left leg in front. Anywhere. Could be straight in front. Could be side by side. Could be off at an angle. As you sit in that fold, see what happens if you press a little more into the right foot. Into the outer edge, into the inner edge. See what happens if you push a little more into the left foot. Again, outer edge, inner edge, equal standing. You're going to take this one apart so you can unwind your legs, however you need to get them. Ground into them. Take a halfway lift, pushing into both feet evenly. Forward fold, feeling both legs stretch. And then stand it up tall. Take it to the top. Hands to your heart. Okay, we'll start the last side. Left leg is holding you. Right leg is coming to figure four. So again, just opening up that shape of your legs, flattening it out. Some days figure four just stays up tall. That's a perfect spot to start it. Otherwise, we're beginning to swoosh it down. Usually that goes into a bit of a deeper stretch down that outside of the leg, the thigh, the glutes, the hamstrings. Really depends where you're tight. So fold that down as much as your body lets you. From here, we'll start to shift it apart into our warrior one. So take as many steps as you need to get there. Right leg is going to find its way back. Find the floor, ground into that heel, into the sole of the foot. As you reach up overhead, imagine all your weight traveling down from your fingers through your body and into that back leg. Use it. This time, right arm's going to come under left, eagle arm. Into humble warrior, folding forward. Off, and when we're folding forward, that front leg takes the brunt of the work. So really attention in that back leg. Push through it, strengthen through it. Try to even out the work between both legs, even though your body is over that front one. Breathe. And we'll be bringing it up. Take it all the way up. Unwind the arms. Full warrior one. Shifting towards airplane. And again, just being mindful of that front leg. Again, it's been doing a lot of the work. And now it's doing all of it, holding you up. Just for a moment in that airplane. We're going to be shifting towards our forward fold. Again, with those crisscross legs. So right leg will be in front of the left. And again, if you want to fold first and then get there, that's fine. but eventually that right leg in front somewhere, and folding over the legs. You can always use your hands to help you balance. You might even use your hands on a block if the floor is kind of far away in this fold. You can also remember to have that bend in the knees to help alleviate a lot of tension behind the knee. And to sink into this fold and just playing with that weight in your feet. So maybe pushing a little more into that left foot. Where does that put the work? Where does it put the stretch? Pushing a little more into that right foot. And seeing where that shifts. Pushing into both feet. And then we're going to take it apart. Bring your feet side by side or hip distance apart. Ground into them both. Find your halfway lift. Really strong legs underneath all the way up to your hips. And then fold it over. One last time. Come into stand. Reach up overhead. Look up overhead. And bring your hands to your heart. Let's take another breath here. Deep inhale. And exhale. Once again, inhale. Exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. Let's take the arms back up overhead. Inhale, reach. Hold down into your exhale. Take an extra breath in that forward fold. Full breath in and out. Let's plant the hands. Walk your feet back. We'll meet in a plank pose. So however you can get to that plank pose, a bunch of baby steps, one big step. Or however you're there, breathe there. Knees can be up or down. Push back through the heels, push down through the hands. One more big inhale. And then child's pose, exhale it out. Let your body come down, let the tops of your feet flatten behind you, let your toes nudge towards each other. The knees could stay put or go wide. And let your head rest. And even once your head touches down on something, the ground, your hands, a block, make sure it's actually resting. Take the tension out of your neck. Notice how you feel after moving through the warming parts of our practice. We'll take another breath here. Let it go. And then you can find your way on up to sit. And we're going to work a little bit more into the hips from seated. If you have a block or a blanket or a pillow or anything around, you might use it just to kind of help us hold your body in whatever pose we're in. And another option would be just to sit a little higher on a blanket. My blanket's not here. We got some yogis outside wanting to come in. Not yet. So let's start with our legs kind of layered. So you can bring the left leg in front of the right. And it can still just be kind of this triangle shape of the legs. So good cross-legged. Some of you may naturally sit this way when you're cross-legged, but we just don't want the ankles or the shins crossed on top of each other. It's more like they're in front of each other. All right. From there, if it works, to draw the feet a little further across and narrow the knees, we just kind of wiggle them across. So we're making, going towards having the feet and the knees in line with each other.
So if that doesn't work, don't worry about going that direction. Going towards fire log pose, if that front leg can prop up on top of the bottom, you can go there. And if it doesn't quite want to reach there, you could also set it on a block. And again, it doesn't have to go at all. So if when you do that, your whole body starts to kind of lean over and get contorted, we want to kind of go backwards into a spot where you can be. And some days this is where you can be. It's just sitting nice and tall, maybe kind of leaning forward a little bit into the belly. For others, you may be able to lean forward with the weight of your body. And this is where you might also use a block or a cushion or something to hold you up. It could hold your hands, it could hold your elbows. If you've got a lot of mobility in this pose, you might even come all the way to the block with your head. Or some bodies, even to the floor with your head. Wherever you can take this pose, and everyone's hips are just going to be different, and they can even be different day to day. So try not to set any expectations for how your body should be in this shape. Let's give it another breath in whatever variation that you found for this pose. And then you can help yourself all the way upright if you're not there already. We're just going to find another variation, and there's still going to be a lot of options for where we're going. So this is going to be a little bit more of a narrow stance versus a wide stance, and maybe that already felt narrow. But see about bringing that left leg on top of the right and bringing your knee towards you. So sometimes we kind of enter a twist this way. You can tuck your left foot further back, more near your seat. And if it works, going towards cow face legs is really bringing your other foot also near your seat. So your knees start to come in line with each other vertically. And again, that doesn't always work for all bodies. So maybe that foot is just flat on the floor. Maybe even this is like, doesn't feel right in my body. We'll just go back to a cross-leg position and let that be where your hips work from today. So again, all the options, feet coming back and the knees stacking, bringing the knees low near each other. Maybe that knee is up high, your foot is flat on the floor. Looking for the hips even, so you're not tilted one way or the other. Come down to that even base. And then we're going to fold again. So if your knee is up near you, you might just kind of bring your chin towards your knee, maybe on your hands, maybe just nodding your head down. If the side of your foot is on the floor and you've got more room, you let your hands find the floor and bring your weight further forward. Again, kind of lots and lots of words to describe all the options, but really just let that be more intuitive in your body. Where can you be today? And this breath. Give it one more breath, full breath in and out. And help your way back up tall if you were folded. Let your legs all the way out long in front of you. So just a big stretch out through the legs, maybe a shake out through the legs, and wiggling the knees. And then hands can press down, feet press out, toes lift up. Coming into staff pose just as kind of a centering, balancing posture. Perhaps noticing a little difference in one side or the other, particularly in the hips, really anywhere in the body. And then we're just going to start all over again for the other side. So as you get into the second side, we're starting with the left leg behind and the right leg in front. And again, some days it's just layering those legs and having more of this triangle shape through the knees and the hips. Next stage is bringing the legs a little bit more narrow, so feet lining up with the knees. The next step is bringing the front foot on top of the bottom knee. And again, if that really starts to torque in your body, we're going to just try and take it backwards, bringing it down in front. Still want to be able to find that tall posture in your body. And some days the tall posture is where we're going to get that stretch, and that's great. Otherwise, it's that lean in. Sometimes it's an inch forward. And some days the body lets you melt a little bit further. So again, anywhere in there, all the way back to those wide knees, cross-leg position. Any props that help you sink into the pose and make it just that much more comfortable, despite there being a lot of intensity to it. A lot of people are going to feel a really deep stretch here. And breathe through it. One more breath. Letting it go. If your body is folded, bringing it back upright. And we'll shift into, again, that kind of tighter cross leg, if that works. If you already know that just regular cross leg is going to be where it works best, go there right away. Otherwise, left leg is underneath. That foot can kind of nudge near your hip. And then the right leg comes across the top. And so it can be with that knee pointed up and the foot flat on the floor. Or more intensity is bringing that edge of the foot down. The knee comes down. We work the feet a little bit closer towards the back. And the knees come a little bit further forward to stack on top of each other. So again, all those options. And then from there, balancing out your seat, making sure you're not too lopsided off to one edge. And seeing where that fold comes in. Again, some days it's just the head. Maybe you can slump over that front leg. Or maybe with that second position, you are folding even further down on top of your legs. We'll stay for another full breath. Deep breath in. And let that breath out. And then we can help our way back on up. Be kind to your body as you help it out of that pose. We'll be coming to, again, that staff position. So just long legs out in front, hands down at your sides. Any little movement. And then that full tall pose, long legs, long spine, long arms. This we're going to bring down onto your back. So just make yourself comfortable to get down there. You might come into a little ball, little windshield wiper, a big stretch,
Whatever feels nice as you arrive on the ground. Lengthening out your spine, try to find that middle, the center, all the way through the neck, through the head. We're going to come into a couple of twists down here. Arms can come out nice and wide. And again, all the options. Easy twist is just windshield wiper legs to the right. So you start with your feet on the floor and let your knees come over. Little tighter twist. You can nudge your hips to the left and bring your knees over on top of each other. You can always prop them. You can put a cushion or block under the knees, between the knees. You can cross one leg over the other. Take whatever twist speaks to you. Again, just listening to your body. With your knees somewhere over to the right, you can let your chin travel over towards the left. Continuing that rotation all the way up through the neck. What can you release here? What else can relax in one last breath? We'll just be shifting it right into the other side. So when you're ready, knees are going to come across to the left. So if you've got those windshield wiper legs, you just come right over. If you had to shuffle around a little bit, make those adjustments. Bring your knees somewhere to the left. And maybe the chin somewhere to the right. Let your body relax into this shape. If there's any place that's holding, that's tensing, can it release? Can it relax? And again, a full breath here, relaxing even further all the way through, including the exhale to the very end. Relax it. And then as you're ready, we'll return to center. When you get to center, once again, align your spine. Find that center spot. In the center, you might take a little cat-cow tilt on your back. Just kind of coming back to that symmetry of the body, left and right. If it feels good to go all the way into bridge, feel free to lift the hips, lengthen further through that front line of the body. Of course, if you've lifted, we'll bring that back down. We're going to take a full body stretch, long arms, long legs, reach it all the way out, front and back. Take a moment to release that shape, just let it relax into place. And then we'll find our final relaxation, making yourself comfortable. Letting your body come to that spot. Arms can rest at your sides, legs might go a little wider. If you need any other props, support to make this comfortable, get yourself there. Invite your body to soften, letting go of all the work, all the effort. Continuing to release not just the work from this practice, but even the work you've done through the week. Feel your palms and fingers relaxing. Feel your ankles and your feet relaxing. Feel your arms and your legs relax. Feel your back and your front relax. Feel the muscles across your face soften. Feel the weight of your head rest. Let this be a time for peace and calm. Continue to feel this relaxation seeping through, but invite a little bit of movement. First into your fingers and your toes, and then into your ankles and your wrists. Let's reach into another full body stretch. And then begin to gather yourself in, help your knees in towards you. And bring your arms to your legs, give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze. Maybe a little sway side to side. Rolling over to one side, curl up there. Take a moment, thank yourself for taking time today. And then in your own time, finding your way back up to sit. Back to where we started. Finding that seat. Bringing yourself back to that center. Back into any little bit of relaxation that you can carry with you. Bringing it into the rest of your day. Bringing it into your breath. Let's close with 3 breaths together. Bringing your hands together at your heart. Take a deep breath in. And let that breath out. Breathe in.
Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Namaste.